live now. All right. Let me just pull up on the U-ish of tubes.
Oh, let me bring that up too so I can read chat.
I didn't even think about doing that.
Yeah, you bring it up on your side so you can also see chat while you're focusing on stuff.
For sure.
I could see me. I can hear myself talk and echo.
He can see himself do.
Am I super quiet? Because I don't know what's wrong with my fucking mic recently.
Your mic is fine.
I can hear you fine.
What I'm hearing, yeah.
On my stream, my sister said I sounded super quiet.
You probably have like some type of like editing in regards to like Twitch or something. OBS.
Fuck Twitch. No, but it happens sometimes in Discord. People say it.
Discord, you're fine. I think last time you asked that, like I was like, you're perfectly fine. You probably just have your volume low.
People don't have me high enough.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, guys. Welcome to the Let's Be Real podcast. You know what I'm saying? You got your core here. You got, Ragnarok of Doom. Yeah. I put the of there because it's a sentence. We got logs, either useful or useless, depending on the day.
Hey, it changes up.
Sometimes I get lost. I ain't gonna lie. And then, of course, you got me. You got the real kid. And today, we're going to be focusing on philosophical questions, a.k.a. questions that make you deep think. So it's not all about morality, because we've done that before. It's not only about morality. It's those questions that make you think heavily. I think oftentimes, though, the more times you actually are in these situations where you have to deep think, I think you have more practice in doing it. So, like, when it comes to in life and whatnot, you kind of have a lot more practice than most people because critical thinking is very rare. Just remember. So this suggestion actually comes from Ragnarok Doom over there. So, Jared, I want to ask you two questions. I want to ask you, why did you decide to do this? And then follow up with your first question that, got us thinking.
Why? Well, for the most part, we do have generally either fun discussions. We're talking about anime or games, or talk about life, just general tips and tricks. But I was watching a video, and they asked actually, you probably heard about Markiplier. They asked them the first question I'm going to ask y'all, and like just watching him like give one answer, he's like, wait, no, I can't do that, and then him just sort of like going through the process of what he would do made me think, you know what, that's actually a really good question. And then from there, I started like digging around for other like kind of like complex questions to really just brainstorm over, and I thought it'd be fun to throw it your way, see how you guys feel about them.
All right, so let's what is that question? What's that question?
All right, the first question for you guys, and of course the chat if y'all joining in, feel free to put your answers in the chat as well. You have just found out you have 24 hours to live, whether it's a medical thing or divine intervention. It is guaranteed you are going to die in 24 hours. Do you tell anyone?
Yes. I mean, Duncan, I'll go because you're still thinking.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't hesitate to, and I think my last day would be spent telling the people that were meaningful to me, like how much they meant to me in life. Because like that's the one thing I would be like, as much as it's like, oh, I want to do what I want to do the last day, like have a good time, like is what it is, dude. 24 hours, I can only do so fucking much. I'll tell you right now, Duncan will stab you if you ask me to play League that day. No, but like I would reach out to all of those people that have impacted my life and just let them know how meaningful they've been with me, and then I'd probably just spend it with my immediate family as of right now. And I think it's simply just because like it's the people I love and care about, and I think it's the one thing they know. Like I want to let people know like they impacted my life in a positive way, and then I hope they continue to do it for the rest of their lives.
Okay. I would do that. I would do what Kevin said, but not let them know I'm dying. Because I feel like they would change everything. Like they would hang out with me, not because they want to or they love to, but because they know I'm not going to be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like I would still let them know how much I appreciate them and everything like that. But I feel like once I let them know I'm dying, everything becomes more sad. Everything becomes more like necessity for them rather than it is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I just say this, say I just randomly pop up in Philly or Maryland and be like, yo, what's good, Kev? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Da, da, da. I'm not gonna tell y'all I'm dying. I'm just showing up to hang out with y'all, right? Because if I tell y'all I'm dying, y'all gonna take the most effort to like making sure shit happens. Yo, Dunk, let's go to this random ass amusement park that I've never been to, but because you're dying, we could go there too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to goddamn amusement park right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets very fragile. Everything becomes very fragile because now your friends are watching what they say. They're restricted. Your family's restricted. Everybody's restricted. Everything now that they do for you is going to be because of the purpose of dying rather than just enjoying your company. So I would do exactly what Kevin said, just to not tell them part. Like that's the decision. But that's a good fuck.
Because
I think that's a good one.
the one selfish answer I was reading was, no, I wouldn't tell anyone, because they're like, I only have 24 hours to live. So that means I can't like get to everybody I want to at the same time. And if you tell everyone that, it's like you just, as you like pointed out, shifts the whole demographic of their entire day, any type of interaction. I don't like, but at the same time, I gotta close my window. Sorry about that. But it's like you gotta, at the same time, you should let all those people that like pointed out, Kevin, that have affected your life, like help you be better. Let them know how much you mean to them. So it's, but I don't think I would tell them I'm dying, because that.
At the same time, like, how much time did you waste telling them? Like, did you hit up everybody? Is that 2 or 3 hours by yourself? Did you wake up? Like, like did you wake up in time?
Oh my God! Imagine.
Not like that. But I mean, like, I mean,
like, game it all night.
Did you wake up? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, guys, I want to game with you like all day, right? And now your ass is fighting, being tired, and before you know it, 8 hours pass. So now you ain't got 24 hours. Now you got 16. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, what if you ain't got no car? What if everybody out of state? What's gonna happen there? What you doing?
Uber.
You ain't doing that.
Uber. You send them a quick text. You send the quick text.
You just get a credit card, fucking call Uber, $500,000 credit. $500,000. It don't matter. I'm dead. I ain't paying it. You know what I'm saying? Like
badass.
Yo, listen.
Badass life insurance policies.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, I ain't gonna lie to you. All I'm saying is, give me 24 hours of me. I'm about to die, and I'm still able-bodied. The amount of I can't say it's on YouTube, but I'll be in I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna do borderline illegal things. Borderline. And then I'll get locked up. And then just gonna be like life. I'll be like, you're damn right. You know what I'm saying? I'll be, you're damn right. Life, you're right, Judge.
You're right.
See ya.
Yeah.
Like,
Welcome to the court session, Your Honor.
Hey, you know what's kind of crazy? It's kind of crazy. You can look up your local sex offenders.
Facts. You can't. See, bricks.
See you later.
Can't provoke violence.
I didn't say violent. I just said you can look.
I'm just saying there happens to be a lot of bricks laying around. That's what I'm saying.
Bricks.
Yeah, bricks. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the Second Amendment right's pretty cool. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, but guess what? Ain't no Third Amendment for bricks. That's what I'm saying.
Third Amendment for bricks.
Okay, I like that question, but so I'm gonna say this. I want to say that one for later. I'll do one of them now. So, how can you ensure that you're not dreaming right now?
The Matrix theory.
And everybody talk. No, look, because everybody talks about, oh, if you pinch yourself in a dream, it won't hurt. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You know why I know it does? Because your dream told you it does. Like that whole let me pinch myself thing don't make sense, because everything in your dream feels real anyway. So it's like, what makes you do that? And then we can add insult to injury and talk about deja vu in accordance to dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we dream something And that exact thing happens maybe a year or two later, maybe weeks. You know what I'm saying? But it happens. Sometimes there are League of Legends games, bro.
Yo,
playing,
yo,
and Kev will say something at the exact time this other thing dies and the Baron gets caught. And it's the exact thing I dreamed of before. And I'm like, I keep it to myself. I'm like, nah, that's a replay right there. Like something happened right there. Like that happens. So how can you differentiate between the two, between dreaming and reality? And are you dreaming now? Are you maybe on your deathbed and you 87? Who knows? Maybe you are. What's to stop you from doing that?
According to the Matrix, deja vu is what they change something in the Matrix every time it happens. So
yeah.
I mean, theoretically, we don't know.
So
I mean,
go ahead, Jared. Sorry.
I was like, if this is a dream, man, you know, this shit hard, bro. Where's the superpowers and, you know, me doing whatever I want? It's like, I got a job in my dream though. I got bills and debt. Like, what? What is this?
How assimilated am I? I'm dreaming. My dream is 9 to 5, attack season. I'm working 60-hour weeks over here. Wait a minute.
Maybe that's your dream. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you homeless and that's your dream right now.
Jesus Christ! I'm in my parents' basement. Is this it? This is what I aspire to be.
Look! I'm just saying. You know, we could all be homeless. We got dementia. We could be all this right now, and we dreaming about this 9 to 5 or whatnot because that's when things was easier.
I'm vibing.
That's what I'm saying.
So, Doug, I got a question about your dream state. So, like, so how crazy are we getting? Like Matrix theory, like it's all fake, like we're in a simulation, or are we in like I don't know if I'm ever awake or asleep type deal?
I think we're going more Matrix because even Neil deGrasse Tyson, he says if we're in a simulation,
we don't know.
There's no way you can know.
No shot. Not a chance. Not a chance. We got the tubes attached to us. I'm sitting in the thing. I'm powering some battery right now. That's all I know.
Now no, I'm not saying that. But
how do you know, Duncan? How do you know?
I'm just look. There's nothing that can stop it. Like, all right, what if we babies? What if we're still in the womb and then we're being shown what our lives are gonna be like? God, we don't know that.
No, so truthfully, Duncan, your question is like basically unanswerable. If we are in a simulation, there's nothing you could do. You just gotta live it out. There's no like, oh, I found the glitch. Like, if you found the glitch, prove it. Convince the rest of the world. There's 7 billion people. You gotta go. Hey, look, bro, I lagged. Like, Duncan, those deja vu moments, bro. I had one time during a football game. It happened mid-play. I stopped, went, oh, that's crazy. Oh, shit. I was like, oh, no, wait a minute. Wait. I had to, like, every time it happens to me, it, like, slows me down, and I hate it. Because it has happened in league games before where, like, something happens. And in my dream, Duncan, I tell everybody, I'm like, bro, I saw this before I have it. Everybody's like, shut up. So then, like, when it happens again, I'm like, don't say anything. You guys look pretty good. Like, nobody gonna believe you.
Like, like deja vu itself, I think, is one of the biggest mysteries. And maybe it's because one thing that scared me in regards to the human memory is they say nothing is actually as you remember it. Nothing. Right? Even this conversation, unless, like, because now we have video evidence, but even this conversation, when we look back at it, doesn't exactly happen the way we remember it. Even if we were to remember it tomorrow, our brain remembers only a certain amount, and then it tries its best to fill in the blanks, and that's scary to do. Which is, it kind of goes into, like, when you talk to people about certain things, it could be an experience you guys had together, and you guys both remember different things because your brains remember the core things, but then forgets about the process and tries to make sense of it. So that's a scary thing to think about. Like, our lives aren't actually as we remember them, and that's kind of wild.
There's like 2 other theories. The one theory I remember was deja vu is just something from a past life, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the exact same thing, but it's like a similar situation. And that's where you're like, this has happened before. But you can't remember all the
Um,
details.
My past life was thinking about League of Legends in 1825. That's it.
And the other theory was
Like
that,
only.
that every near-death experience you've had, you actually died, but what was it, like your soul or your spirit continued on, and so technically it's like it's a different you, but it's still you. It was like this weird ass theory, but it was like, oh no, you actually technically did die there, but actually we just took you. All right, you're moving on. You're still going, not dead yet.
What was it? Dreaming is peeking into the multi. Listen, Doctor Strange, we're not doing that.
Doctor Strange.
We're not doing that, bro. Dream walking. We dream walking right now.
I'm
No.
gonna know the usual.
Then again, I can't contest that though. That's the issue. I can't contest that because a big part of me is like, I was thinking about like what unlimited actually means. It's scary. There's three things that's scary to me as a human. I think it's 3 or 2. Unlimited and nothing. Those are the 2 things that scare you.
The spiders.
Because all right, think about it this way, right? And it kind of goes in philosophy, but it also goes into death and religion and stuff. If you die and you fear death because you fear that there's nothing after, what do you have to be scared about if you're not going to feel anything? You just cease to exist. So how's it scary if you're not going to feel anything? Like by the time you cease to exist, there's no fear, there's no happiness, there's nothing. But we can't contemplate nothing because we always have something. When you're alive, there's always something. Even when you look at a dark corner with nothing in it, there is something in it. It's a space. And you're aware of that space. You know what I'm saying? But when there's nothing, you have no awareness. You have like no type of sense of self, no type of sense in general. So are we more scared because we don't know how nothing feels? Or are we just like scared because, it's just in general just an unknown. Like it's just an unknown. Because I feel like as an unknown, yes, it's scary. But if that's the case, we should have nothing to fear because we won't feel anything.
No, the opposite of that, infinity. So, like for instance, like you just want to go the religious route. When you get into heaven, it's like it's infinite paradise. The hell does that mean? Does that mean I get unlimited Hershey bars? Like I love that candy, or like, is it unlimited fun? Will you finally feel whole? Like there's nothing lacking in your life for eternity?
I don't even know what that means too, because there's religions were written by certain individuals on their ideals of what heaven and hell is and stuff. But when I think about it, I think it's borderline impossible. But again, because this is a higher being, we're not going to be able to contemplate that meaning, right? There's a reason why, for example, ants don't know what we do as humans, right? Things we do as humans, ants probably don't have no comprehension at all about how it works. If I told an ant that there's a universe above them, and in that universe, there's another universe above that, they're not going to be like, oh, that makes sense. No, they're not going to do that. When you think about infinity and what's eternity and stuff like that, and in heaven, everybody talks about, oh, heaven's just like all good all the time. It's all good all the time. I don't believe that, because what happens to my memories? What happens to the people? If, for example, if you go to heaven and your family members don't, you're just going to forget your family? The things that make you, are you just forgetting those particular parts? Do you only remember all the good in your life? Do you remember your life? If you don't remember your life, are you even you when you get to heaven?
Shit.
That's why it's hard to comprehend, because it makes no sense to where we are right now. It doesn't. Unlimited doesn't make no sense, because even my unlimited plan got a limit. Talking about some, you hit your 300 gigabyte something, I don't know, unlimited power, so we gotta slow it down. What, bitch? You said unlimited. Like, I don't. What are you talking about? So clearly it's not unlimited, right? Like clearly.
Wait, you using 300 gigabytes a month? God damn.
no.
God damn.
She does. I don't.
How
She actually does. You know, I got the message for the first. I put it on my bill, and I got that message for the first time in my life, and I was like, "How is that even possible?"
But was she
To go over an unlimited limit.
What's she on, man?
I
300
don't know.
gigabytes, bro.
I don't know.
Where's she
I
going
don't
down?
know.
She ain't on a Wi-Fi anywhere.
Fam, I don't know. Like, it's crazy. But even in the universe, everything has a limit. The universe we think is unlimited because it's constantly growing, but no, it has a limit. It clearly does, which is why it keeps growing. We just can't get to where it's at right now. We can't do that. So
Duncan, I was gonna take it back to
go ahead.
your like nothing question and like what's the fear about it.
Yeah.
So if you ever like you've played horror games and like scary games and like you've seen scary movies, and a lot of the time, like what is like the suspense scene? It's like nothing's happening, nothing's going on, like in your mind's anticipating, like your own self is freaking you out.
Yeah.
It's kind of what horror movies and horror, it's like that nothingness. And it's because like the human imagination is like in your own head, only you can create like the absolute like scariest moment. I'll give like a prime example. It's like I hate it when my entire family, except for me, like leaves the house. And it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm scared to sleep alone. It's like, no, because I got to sleep upstairs in my parents' bedroom just to be near the dogs. It fucking pisses me off because it's a new room and I freak out about everything. Because like I know all the noises down in my room, and I can tell you everything. It's like that ping, like everything upstairs is different to me. So I'm like, fuck, somebody's in the house. Let's go. Like I'm ready to go. I have literally been like heart palpitations sitting in the bed, like ready to go to war with somebody, and nobody's in the fucking house. And it's just like my own head playing those tricks on me. So it's like that nothingness of like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's the like, you don't know, you have no idea. So your own mind freaks you out in its own way.
But can y'all even imagine what nothingness is?
I mean, like, wait. When do you okay, so you know when you're starting to fall asleep, right?
Yeah.
But do you know when you're asleep? You can't technically tell that. You just end up waking up in the morning and you're like, oh.
And that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is.
Like right as you fall asleep, you're just gone and that's it. No more.
That's what I think. Unless you're like, of course, like when you got like a disease that hurts and things like that. Of course, no, right? I'm one of the unlucky few people who actually seen death firsthand as it happened. And it happens slowly, but it happens, and people don't realize this. It happens in the most calm way possible. And I didn't even realize that until I seen it. It's like your body. So remember, when it comes to these things, your body has one function: keep me alive, right? When your body gets tired of doing that, it's like your brain gets hit with like some dopamine or whatever they call it, where it's like your body knows it's not gonna last, so it sends a signal to your brain like, hey, make sure they feel good when it happens, right? When it happens, you slowly, your heart's trying its best, but you slowly go, and then you fall asleep. While you're sleeping, that's when it happens. So when I think about it, like how you said it, Jaron, I think that's what happens. I think you just don't know. Like you just, I'm going to sleep, and then that's it. Because what happens in our sleep, we don't know until we wake up. What? Like I can, like, well, we do it all. We all, go to sleep every night. So we know. We know what's going on before we sleep. We don't know what happens at the time of sleep. Even though we're technically aware of our surroundings, we're not. Like if something like knocks on the door, you're gonna wake up while you're sleeping. Like you're gonna wake up for that. But at the same time, if something's happening around you, you cut off from those senses a little bit. You're not aware of what's going on. So then, once you get to that point of waking up or almost waking up, because, sometimes we're in that stage where like we're awake, we're not really awake, but like I can tell what's going on in the house kind of thing. I'm not actually there, like that kind of thing. But that's how I feel. I think that's how nothingness happens. I think sleeping is actually probably the most ideal situation there. Until you dream, though, we could dream while we sleep. That's the only issue. That's the only unfair comparison I can make to nothingness. But that was a good comparison though. There, I didn't even think about it that way. That's crazy. Okay, all right, Kevin, what you got? What you got for us?
So I didn't come prepared, but
good,
this
you
is
good.
this is one that like when you start thinking about it, you just get pissed off. It just
Okay.
irritate. It just grinds your gears. All right, right. So the universe, right?
Mhm.
So science goes, oh, the Big Bang started it all, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But like we also know, you can't create or destroy matter.
Yes.
So what caused the Big Bang?
Oh.
Yeah, it's like you have this. We have like our universe, like everything that is everything, right? You have it
Mhm.
all. It's all there.
Yes.
But then like, are the rules of our universe as we know it? We might not know something. Like that's
Mhm.
it's like let's take out like what we do know. Like we're pretty like solid in what we do know.
Mhm.
It couldn't have started without something outside the realm of like comprehension starting it.
Yes.
So it's like we had this Big Bang, and it's like, how did this happen? Who started it though? Something had to push something in motion that's
Mhm.
greater than like what we know right now.
Mhm.
And it's like that or nothing makes sense at all. Because like the Big Bang, like it's either I feel like it might be incorrect from like my thought process because it's like for it to have happened,
Mhm.
something that does not logically make sense happened before that.
Yes.
So like it doesn't mesh with what we know now. So it's kind of like, how did everything start? No. So okay, so what started that? It's like it's like, oh well, the Big Bang. It was like, okay, well, what started the Big Bang? Well, it just happened. Well, what do you mean it just happened? It doesn't just happen.
And what's the theory on the Big Bang? Right, they said two atoms to smash. Is that the theory?
So there's like, I know of two like universe ending scenarios. One of them
Mhm.
is we're just in a constant like loop. So basically, what happens is the universe explodes, right?
Hmm.
So one of two things is going to happen. Either gravity is going to mash everything back together, pull everything back together, or
Mhm.
the universe is going to infinitely expand
Hmm.
until every atom is ripped apart one by one. They're going to be so far apart, they're just suspended in infinite space. So like they're going to be too far apart for gravity to pull them together. As it is right now, we are still expanding. So basically what's going to happen in however bajillion years is eventually the like explosion's going to stop, everything's going to come back together, and then the same exact thing is going to happen again on repeat. The Big Bang's going to happen, we'll live again. We'll run this back again. We'll have the same conversation. We actually had this same conversation an infinite number of times already. Is one way, or we're just gonna like continue to spread apart until we're just molecule by molecule, just spaced out evenly. So the Big Bang initial theory is kind of like that. That's like the one I know is like the ever expand, like continuous like loop, basically.
I seen that on an episode of Futurama.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was hey Vsauce here.
Nah,
I think I saw that one there.
nah, Futurama was when the professor made a time machine that goes forward in time, but not backwards in time. So they was stuck going forward throughout all these changes in society and stuff like that. And they was like, all right, let's just go to the end of the universe because we're gonna die anyway. So they go to the end of the universe, they're like, all right, bet now there's nothing there. Out of nowhere, boom, Big Bang happens again. And so they did that I think 2 more times until they finally got back to their own time. And it was like, oh, this variation of the loop is 2 feet shorter or 2 feet more down than we were, so it dropped, right? See, this is why they call it a theory. This is why it has stayed a theory for so long.
Because there's no way to prove it right now.
You can't like it. I mean, they do the same thing with this. Is why I always like the way this is why like scientists always like examine the how, and then religion I put as the why with certain things. At the same time, like you can't tell me, regardless of what PhD you got, I don't care. You can't tell me that two random ass atoms or whatever smashed into each other, bam, right? And it just created an entire universe, expands, and then apparently like the center of the universe has gravity in it, so that's what's holding us together, right?
Right.
And that gravity is gonna eventually like kind of not have a strain on us, but at the same time, it's like, don't other things have certain gravity? Like, doesn't everything in the universe have a gravitational pull? Basically?
Yeah, it's just depending on the size, affects how much gravity you're actually able to.
And then on top of that, aren't we constantly moving? Like our sun, even though it looks like to us, like, oh, it's like sun, and then it rotates this way.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
I mean, we
also-
rotate that way.
Our galaxy is literally moving throughout the
we're
universe.
moving.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying, Duncan. We're still going out.
Oh, we're not going in a circle.
No. Well,
Our sun doesn't like rotate something else. Like,
oh, I can't say yes or no. But like,
you see what I'm talking about?
no, I know what you're saying, but like theoretically, we're exploding. Like in the middle, we exploded, and I believe we're like kind of rotating and going outward at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't.
And
I'm
then
gonna stick with my.
You know how insignificant you are, Duncan. You are nothing. You are a speck on the absolute world that is. You are literally nothing. We play League. Like, what's wrong with us? Like, holy shit, man. I'm just gonna.
there's also there's what was it? Eggshell theories, the other one where it's basically every person that has existed or will have or who will exist is the exact same person.
Yeah.
But the point is, for you, I say you, but we'll call it a being, the being to live every possible life that can be lived. And once you have lived every life that can be lived, so I guess like you can see the actual end of all of humanity, you then ascend to quote unquote godhood. And we are put here by another being to learn, which is another one of the wild theories that are out there. So theoretically, by that theory, three of us are the same person.
I get okay. I was lost for a second, but now okay, you brought me back. But that means that's still unlimited, though. That's still
Not by
limited.
human standards. Like we're not human. Humanity isn't going to live forever, for example.
No,
We're not.
we technically, but we're technically still in our baby phase, though.
Yes.
Well, according to science and religion, no, we've been here.
What was it? It was like if you put humanity in terms of like 100%, like how long they've been.
There's a clock, yeah. It was
Oh
was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about-
yeah. It was like if you've a full day is like the entirety of Earth's life. Like humans came in at like 11:59 and 30 seconds at midnight. It's just like how, again, we're just nothing. Just
yeah.
dude, we're banging, dude, we're video chatting right now. What the hell, dude? We're geniuses. Get it out, dude. I sleep on a bed, dude. No more rocks for me.
I'm
I got
not gonna lie
I got
though.
a jersey of a sport we invented. God, humans are cracked.
I'm not gonna lie though. That span we had from 1800s to now. Let me not even go 1800s.
Crazy.
That span we had from 1901.
Cracked.
Not even that, actually. Not even heard that. From 1970. I think that's when they invented the cell phone. It was around like that big ass, long ass.
Duncan, go back
brick.
to like 1900 though. I think it's
Yeah.
even more crack. Like I get it. The last 30 years has been insane. The last 50.
Yes,
But like,
yes.
but if you go back 100,
Mhm.
wild. So like explaining something to somebody 30 years ago of like what we
Yeah.
have now, they'd kind of be like, I could see it. Explaining something to somebody from 100 years ago, you're insane.
No,
you're-
hold
you're a
on.
witch.
Flip it.
You're a
Flip
witch.
it, because 100 years ago they expected us to have flying cars already.
Nah.
They expected flying cars. They were the one that had the whole dystopia, utopia mindset of how the future would look. We were just looking at it like, oh, the iPhone is great, and that was really it. Like PlayStation 2 graphics, amazing. lifelike, and then you just have a whole brick of a person in front of you. Laura Croft talking without her lips talking. Like, we thought that was amazing with us, bro. Pac-Man. Oh my God, you could think the ghosts look real. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then you get here, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they would show them Twitter. They'd be really disappointed.
Bro, one of the craziest jumps we did have was in memory. So, for instance, it's like, what was it? It's like on your PlayStation, what was it, like
8 megabytes.
Kilobytes?
8 megabytes.
8 megabytes.
I have
that was
my memory card still. It is wild.
And now it's like you can get a 2 terabyte hard drive for what, like $40, $50? 2 terabytes, $50.
But you know why though? Because you're having, like, let's be real. You have to now save the entire structure of the game than the actual like saving piece. I forgot they told me somebody told me how it worked. Where you look at PlayStation and GameCube and all that stuff. They were basically saying like when you load in the game, everything you did prior to it has happened and is gone. So what you saved on your memory is just that point forward, unless you have a game that goes backwards. And let's be honest, most games didn't go backwards. So, but now when you save a game, they have to save everything from the game to the format to the graphics to there's everything. You're basically just taking the entire game. On PlayStation, you're just taking that save point, and that's it. The CD ran the game. Everything else was just save point right there.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I think in terms of video game quality and like everything, I think we've gone backwards. And I think it's because we've innovated so much. We like feel we have to use the things even though they're not necessarily like complete. Like this is, like maybe it's just nostalgia talking. God damn, Halo 3 looked great, was a banging video game, and honestly it worked for what it was. Yes. Like what's the new game that just came out that is like absolute dog shit that is Red I'm not talking about Halo. Red something. Red Dawn.
Vampire Hunter game?
Yeah.
That apparently it's a shit show.
No. $70 game. The graphics mid. Like why continue to like we keep like oh, here's our ceiling. Okay, we have to make the game right here. It's like, bro, just like cut back on the Redfall. Yeah. Cut back on the quality a little bit and like make a good story, make a good game, make things that work. Because like there's no shot these video game creators come out with these games and like, yeah, it's perfectly fine. Works every time. Like it's insane how many video games in the last 5 years have come out that are incomplete and just dog. And we just let the video game company get away with it because we're like, oh yeah, we'll just get the game anyway. Oh, it'll be fixed in 2 years. Like what's a Battlefield 2044?
They finally fixed it. It's finally
it's a great game. Holy shit, it's 3 years later, Jared. Why the fuck? Like, just make the game right the first time. We got to push it out. It's like, I think it's because like the video game world and the business world are like trying to mix. It just doesn't mix. I think that's why Nintendo, hats off to them, dog shit like business company, no idea what they're doing, clueless, absolute idiots. Goddamn, can they make some video games? Even like their systems are mid, very mid. Like the Switch isn't that great. Like doesn't have the best processing power. Doesn't have all this. Goddamn, did the new Mario game drop? I'm in. I'm buying it. New Pokemon came out, top seller.
Although they kind of screwed up the initial launch of that shit. It had a lot of glitches.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But for the most part, Nintendo's been that
their
game
games are solid.
Nintendo's like, Nintendo dropped a game. Oh, Breath of the Wild 3? Yeah. No, buy that. I guarantee you, you'll have a 100th of the like. I don't even like glitches. Like people abusing the game is different from then like, oh, I'm walking around and a giant spaceship appeared in front of me and then teleported. You know what I mean? Just like bugginess.
What you call it? We could talk about it in the gaming episode though. We could talk about the difference in the consoles and all.
Yeah, we could definitely talk. No, I was just bringing it up because like we were talking about like technology and stuff, and it's like that's an industry where it's like it's very noticeable that like, there's just like nothing I want to play anymore. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me getting older. I can admit to that. I will
Yeah.
100% like not be afraid to say that. But then I play Risk of Rain 2 for 2 hours, and I'm like,
Mhm.
whew, god damn. And I think like 6 people made it. It's just fire. I can play this game all day. And then it's
I see
like,
that.
then you got Redfall, probably had 300 people working on it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
this is hot garbage. And it costs 3 times as much. Why would I pay? Why would I like? Well,
It do be the small indie companies that, besides Riot, it do be the small indie companies.
they're a small indie company. What are you talking about?
It's because their whole thing isn't to make a game look good. Their whole thing is, can we get people to constantly play this? That's how they view it. Because think about it, if the game just looks good and your thing is trash, people don't buy it. You out of business, right? You don't have nothing to fall back on. So that's how I view it. But I got something for y'all. I got something for y'all. What would you say if you had 5 minutes to defend the human race in front of a group of aliens who are going to obliterate humanity? Now, you can't tell them killers. No, you got to defend
We
us.
have-
What
I gotta
would you say?
defend us.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
gotta
you gotta
defend
defend us.
All right.
You gotta
these
defend us. Come
dog
on.
shit
Got you. All right.
pieces. I do.
We
Go ahead, Jared. You got it. I got no defense right now. I got to think.
firstly, I understand the history of our race is, to say the least, horrific, bloody, and cruel. But at the same time, we have unlimited potential in the great things that we can accomplish when we put our minds in the right direction. For instance, no one even fathomed space travel could even be possible. We not words. We may not be able to traverse the universe as you do, but damn it, no one thought of going to the moon until we finally did it. Because we finally had the potential. We put our money where our mouth was, and we put our heads down. And we turned
Pause
that
right
shit
there,
off.
Jared. Pause right there, Jared. Why did we decide to go to the moon, Jared?
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point
the
is
aliens want context, Jared.
no.
Get
The
fucked,
point is
Russia. Get fucked.
Aliens want
is-
context, Jared. What's going on?
nah. They don't know that. They don't know that. It's fine. It's cool. I mean, they probably know our history, but that's not the point. The point is, you cannot deny the potential that we have, despite the reasons of why we do things. We do things that at one point we theorize are impossible, but under the right circumstances, we can pull a rabbit out of our ass and pull some shit off. If you can motivate us in the right direction, we can do some wild shit that could better everybody. So please don't blow us up, man. I'm trying to,
Jared went for the Lex Luthor approach. I don't know. There was
I'm an alien, and I ain't feeling that right now.
buy it.
no
Because a lot of what you did is based off ifs and what ifs.
no.
If you give us a chance, give me a chance.
No. You can't. Like Jared's argument is such a good one. Actually, it's actually really good because like you have humans and like I could go 3,000 years ago. We were fucking we were monkeys. We were those creatures over there. We were literally those creatures over there.
Yes.
Now we have devices that can contact one another through magical sound waves. You know, like they don't like literally I could be like radio waves. That's what we did in 3,000 years. Imagine what we can do in another 1,000.
And then the alien says, hold on, with that same technological advancement, y'all went from killing 5 people in your village to whole cities with a bomb.
What are they looking for? Duncan, are you telling me these guys are ethical aliens? These are the Justice League of aliens? They're coming in? Are you guys is the human race good? Fuck no.
That's what they said. You got to defend the human race. You got to.
What? Defend it in what way? I got to defend what they've done. There's no defense. There's no.
Wow, you just throw it back in their face.
We still have like literally racism is probably one of the biggest problems in the world still. Like people literally wake up every day and they're white knuckling their steering wheel, going, that guy's a different fucking color than me. That's all they got. People literally still do that. I have no there's no ethical literally for an alien. I literally have to go. We're working on it and we're trying to get better every day. Because like literally humans we are trying to improve ourselves. There's some people that aren't. Guess what? They're worthless. You know, we should put them in the back of the shed, you know, the old Yeller style, see you later, alligator. It'd be like that. We have those individuals. But overall, what we have done as humans in the last 3,000 years is insane. But like, if you're telling me I got to make the ethical argument to the aliens, oh, no shot. No, you know where most of our medical advancements came from? The Nazis experimenting on twins. That's where we got we literally, the best we've done in medical is literally going, that group of people wanted to exterminate that group of people, and while they were doing it, they were experimenting on them. That's our best medical,
that's why it's a deep thinker, because you gotta actually try.
Thinking.
You gotta try.
You're taking the L.
But I mean, also you could once again, I think you could push we just need to nudge in the right direction, right? So for instance, the nuclear bomb, right? It was supposed to be the ultimate weapon. It is still the ultimate weapon. We still push it, right? But at the same time, nuclear power is theoretically the best power source we could ever have. But what happened? We didn't push research into it. I think the US right now, we still have one of the shittiest nuclear power systems that exist. France is killing their nuclear power. Their plants are literally self-sustaining. Basically, they take our issue right now is nuclear waste, right? We have the old rods. We're like, oh, what do we do with them? Throw them in the mountain. That's what we did. France is like, take the old rods, re-enrich them, put them back in the plant. It's literally a circle. They don't need to make new waste. There's no more waste because they pushed research. We didn't do that.
Well, it's because we're money based, bro. We go for wherever the money is. That's all it is.
Maybe the coal miners are like, no, sirree, you can't throw me out of business.
And then world hunger. We could solve that shit right now. There doesn't have to be world hunger. We can do it.
The amount of technically speaking, yes. The amount of food that we do waste, and not even just America, because America, I think,
the world in general.
The world in general wastes a hell of a lot of food. When we could, because here's the thing: we live in abundance. We have a just in case. Give me more food than I need, just in case I'm hungry later. That's how we work. We're trying not to be hungry, right? You go to look at this man. You go to like certain impoverished places. Like, how about this? Like, I think there's actually one that actually happened recently. Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme. At the end of the day, they toss out their food.
Yep.
But if there's a homeless person out there, you are not allowed to give them food. You're supposed to put all the food in the trash. If you are an employee and you give them any of the trash food, you are then fired. That's how they work. Now, where's that trash food going? Trash. Nobody's going to eat it. And it's not like they're old food. It's not like it's old food or old inventory. No, they were made. People didn't buy them in the last few hours. So you put them in the trash. So why not give it to the homeless man? He needs some carbohydrates. He needs some glucose in his system. You know what I'm saying? But no, they toss them out. And it's wild to me that they try to make a policy of you not feeding the homeless. But then they'll back, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, not Blue Cross, Red Cross, right? Red Cross, whatever, just for them to get 10 cents of the dollar for whatever money they donate. This just doesn't make sense. It's wild. And Mr. Yachty G's, since you late, you're gonna answer this. You go answer this question, goddammit. I mean, I'm gonna get a good one for you right there.
The chicken or the egg?
All right, I got you. No, not that one. Okay. I'll put it kind of political, but not really. Should things that are bad for people be banned by the government, or is it the individual's responsibility to avoid harmful substances?
Ooh.
Man, brother.
Yeah, I can go if you need a sec.
Damn.
No, don't give him away, Hal.
I like to talk.
No, go ahead, Jay.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Shit. You said
things
what
that are bad for
again?
people. So
It's
things that are bad for people, should they be banned by the government?
Yeah.
Or is it the individual's responsibility to avoid harmful substances? So shit like crack, cocaine, narcotics, all that stuff.
But
should that be allowed and just be based on the individual, or should the government step in and ban these substances?
Well, when you put it like that, then
does that matter? Hold on. Does it matter how I put it? It shouldn't
yeah,
matter how I put it.
it kind of does. How do I explain this? 'Cause like you said, like fuck, damn.
I'll give you. I'll give you some time to think. I'll give you some time.
Alright.
Go ahead, Kev.
Just say no. No, I'm just kidding. No. I think it is the job of society to prevent people from using those things. And the reason I say that is because we now have addiction like as a disease. And like I'll be honest, there's like things I have that like I have issues with, and like they're not even drugs. Like I know I have like an addiction to these things. And like that's on me.
Food for me.
I get better clear.
Yay.
I didn't want to say nothing, but so things like, let's just use heroin for example. It hits that part of your brain that goes, I need this and I need it any way possible. So then this individual who may have just tried it once, maybe they don't even have an addictive personality, but their body is literally craving this thing. They will do everything and anything to get it, to the point where, I mean, I don't know any drug addicts, but like a majority of the time they basically implode their life trying to get that thing. It's never like, oh yeah, he's a lawyer 9 to 5, like he does heroin on the side. No. It's like that guy is homeless in 5 years, almost every single time, because like the need for that thing, that addiction, the dopamine hit in your brain is telling you need that thing so bad that you become an individual that I'll say is a hindrance on society. You are then doing things. You result to theft. You result to robbery. You result to violence against people that don't give you, that like don't help you. So you become addicted to these things. Well, and not necessarily like, I think banning them is also one thing, but as well as like getting people the help they need. Like just locking a heroin addict up and going, be in jail and have fun with your detox, buddy. Like as much as they are a criminal, quote unquote, by the eyes of the law, they are also people that are in situations that aren't great. And I think it can tie into like normal crime. Like some people are in situations where like, I have to steal to live. And it's we have to, as a society, help those people figure out how not to do that. Because I mean, if you're doing it just for fun, you're a dickhead. If you're doing things because like your body is either A, telling you need it, or B, like I have to do it to survive, like clearly something's wrong with the way society is, or that thing you are craving is. And if we get rid of those like needs for them, I think society benefits as a whole.
So would you say like the government role in this in society or no?
Yeah, like the government is helping society. Like if we just let everyone be heroin addicts,
Yeah.
society, like nothing really will get done. Like as much, and like even like children, like the parent that have parents that are heroin addicts, like what happens is like the baby then has all those symptoms, and then the baby is left like in a worsened state. So the government is society in that sense, or yeah.
So then it comes down to when he was talking about the individual who may not have an addictive personality. What made them try it in the first place?
Whatever the scenario is, so that's the self-responsibility part. I agree with you 100%. You as an individual have to take a certain self-responsibility. Not everything in the world is everybody else's fault in all aspects of life. Who you are as an individual, what the cards you've been dealt, it is what it is at this point. You're alive. You are one of the only people. You will have the biggest outcome on what changes and where you end up. From where you start to where you finish, the person that will have the biggest impact in your life is yourself. There's no other person that can. Maybe there's somebody that that goes, hey, Duncan, I see your. Let's just say, Duncan, you had nothing. You were born, found, and raised on a fire. You were put in the fire station, and you were in an orphanage. And this rich guy goes, I want Duncan. Duncan, here are the keys to success. I'm going to teach you how to run this business. I'm not going to force you to do it. You, Duncan, at that point, have to take that opportunity. It's not just going to fall. You're not just going to fall and like roll through it. Like you as an individual have to do all those things. So I believe the individual can sometimes they can mess up. Humans aren't perfect. So let's just use weed. Like you're at college, all your boys are like, dude, just smoke it, dude, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You smoke it once, hey, man, it's kind of fun, man. And then next thing you know, it's 5 years later, and Duncan, like you said, people can't use it. You gotta smoke before they eat breakfast. Like
That's what we eat breakfast.
hey, man, I gotta get high to eat some Cheerios, man. It just doesn't hit the same. And that
Eating
individual,
Cheerios is fucking crazy.
that individual,
Dinner with Jay-Z, or what was it? Yeah, I remember that one. Dinner with Jay-Z or $1 million. They're like, dinner with Jay-Z? Nah, you're an idiot. Take the $1 million.
No, so I think it's both. But so to your point though, Duncan, I think the government should be involved in it because relying solely on the individual to make the right decision every time, it's just not going to happen. I mean, we see it in society today. People make wrong choices all the time, whether by willful ignorance or absolute malice. People make incorrect choices.
Okay. I like it. Y'all, do you want to add to it? Because I got another one for y'all.
I was just gonna say, like we all know what is good and bad, right? But like, you know, we all just have that like instinct to be like, you know, maybe just this one time it won't hurt, or you know, let me you know, try to like experiment in this and that and whatever. Like, okay, like I'll give you an example, right? Like when you're a kid, your mom tells you don't touch the stove because it's hot, and you're like, oh, but you know, something about it's just like, oh, I just want to see why can I not touch it? And you touch it, and you burn your hand. She's like, didn't I tell you don't touch it? And so it's like if we would do that and leave it up to the individual, like, yeah, everybody be like, yeah, nah, that's bad. Like, no, you're not supposed to do it. It's and then the third. But like he stated earlier, your friends would be like, oh, just try it. And then some, you know, a friend would tell you, or maybe your parent would tell you. And then so like, you know, you just keep getting, you know, this influence. That's why they make the above the influence commercials, because everybody's just all around you saying, hey, do this, hey, do that, this to that, and that, and the third. Then you start thinking, okay, if everybody else is doing it, damn, maybe it ain't that bad. You know what I mean? So just like, yeah, so that's why like I don't kind of like to just piggyback, because it's like if you leave it up to individual, like we know, but realistically, if we just said, yeah, just let everybody figure out for themselves, eventually everybody would be doing it.
Okay. Because I remember I wrote a paper about the whole stove thing too. Because I said there's two types of people: the ones that learn by doing, and the ones that learn by listening.
Exactly.
And you know, the kid with the stove, it was how do I put it? It was two kids. The first kid got burnt just to see if mom was right. The second kid didn't get burnt, knew mom was right, and trusted their mom, which for the first kid led to him having regret, right? While the second kid ended up having blind loyalty. It's a whole thing I dove into. It's pretty crazy though when you think about it. There are also like cases where it's like twins seeing the parents smoke cigarettes, and one twin decides seeing parents smoke, saw the effects, didn't do it, while the other kid was like seeing parents smoke, parents were fine, did it too.
But what about, okay, so yeah, the kid that whatever touches the stove or whatever, but what about, but then you'd have to have two kids. But what about the kid that listens and sees the other kid touch the stove and be like, oh, I'm not doing that?
So what we tend to do as society is like wait for the effect. Right? We want to see that, which is why like a lot of these scams and everything have to start off with a story. Oh, I got $1 million. That's the effect. Let me show you how I did it.
Yeah.
Right. So we wait for that story to happen. In reality, they probably didn't get $1 million, but because we see what would be the effect of it first, that's when we go based off the effect. Because if you told me you got burnt on your stove, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna get burnt too, bro. Don't worry. That's not how it works. Which is why every parent's go-to is if your friend jumped off a cliff or a bridge, would you do it? That's the only reason they go to that, because clearly it's dumb as shit. Until you in the southern area and people are jumping off cliffs into rivers anyway. So that's how it goes. But I got one. This one's a nice one for y'all. Because we watch so many movies and stuff with it anyway. Okay. If time travel were possible, would it be wrong to change history? And then I'm gonna slash that. Is it ethical, unethical, or neutral?
So, actually, since we were talking about, actually, Kevin, you pointed out what Germany did with those experiments. All right, so let's figure it. Here's the thing: Nazis, horrific people, did horrific things, but because of the experiments, the way our medical technology is today is much farther ahead than it would have been if they had not done any of that. If someone had like popped Hitler before he could actually get the Nazis to rise to power. Two, our aerospace and our engineering would not be what it is today without those Nazi engineers that we took from Germany.
Hold on.
Hey,
I
you
just
saying the
want to
quiet
say
part
this.
out loud.
Hold on. I just want to say this. Jared is not condoning what Nazis did. He's
I
just
am not.
saying.
I am not
He's
doing
just
Oh
saying-
yeah. Go ahead and
Turn on your picture.
Oh, hold
Turn
on.
on your picture.
Hold on.
Hey, yo,
Wait.
Hey, yo, wait. Y'all are wild for this.
Yes, sir.
Look,
Talk your
Jared.
shit, Jared.
Speak,
Hey,
Hey, yo,
Jared,
ring Kanye.
I do not condone
Speak
anything
carefully,
that
all
Nazis
right?
have done.
Speak
That is not what I'm
carefully, bro.
saying. I'm
Speak
simply
carefully.
saying
shit.
because
Y'all are out of pocket.
because of what happened, we now are where we are today. I'm not saying what they did was good. I'm not saying what they did was ethical or moral right. It was incredibly wrong what they did. But because of what they did, we are where we are today. Our space program is advanced because of all the research we saw from Nazi engineering. Our medical field is more advanced because of what the Nazis did. Was it wrong? Hell yeah, it was fucked up. But
Say that after every sentence you do, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to
And then-
talk a little bit
and then-
loud on the fucked up part.
Did you say something, Jared? I couldn't hear you. Can you?
What the Nazis did was wrong and fucked up, and I do not condone any of it.
Well, wait. But, god damn, it did some medical work.
And even if you look also like think about where Germany is today.
Leave, bro. What are you talking about? Yeah, you good, bro. You good.
But like if you just look at like where Germany sits today, just it's like country in general where they are today. None of that would have happened if like say someone popped Hitler. So if you,
I feel like.
so
I got a question for you, Jared. I got a question. Hold on. So all these advancements come from them that you're saying. What? Say it doesn't happen though,
right,
and the world doesn't get World War II.
right.
Does that stop the advancements that would have been happening? Because those scientists still exist.
Right, but at the same time,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
at the same time,
Could they have done it with animals?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we would probably reach there eventually, but it's just the time period when we do would be much more delayed. I think it would probably take a couple hundred more years before it reached that point. Because at that time, you have to remember, there were no rules they had to follow, there were no ethics, there were no morals, and they theoretically had unlimited funding to do whatever the hell they wanted to do, right? So at that point, they're like, yo, let's just try some shit.
On people.
Unfortunately, yes, unfortunately. But at that time, that's why they were able to push and discover all that. So if you take that away, it is very likely it'll still happen, but it's just the time period in which it will. So technically speaking, if someone had stopped Hitler and the Nazis, probably 2023, it would probably happen in like, I think probably like 2200. I think it would take a lot longer.
Okay.
I don't know.
So for instance, like look at the space program, right? We pushed that hard because of what? Trying to beat Russia, right?
Yes.
What if there was never a conflict? We would have no reason to push our space program that far, right?
But Russia was doing it.
No, right? No, but I'm saying, but the U.S. was pushing to beat Russia, right?
Yeah.
So that rivalry is what pushes. What if we were just like, man, whatever, we don't care.
What? Okay, I'll give you that. But okay, so I'm going to each of y'all when it comes to this question. So lastly, what do you call it? Ethical, unethical, or neutral?
Time alteration? Is it ethical?
Say it's neutral. Because like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's like AI right now. All right. We've all seen the Terminator movies where it's like, oh, the AI takes over, the robots are now in charge. Like, guess what humans are still doing? They're like, yo, get better, make it smarter, let's go. It's like if time travel is going to happen, somebody's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody that's gonna be like, oh, I made the time machine, but like ethically, I can't. I just
If they're making it, they're doing the fuck with some shit.
Oh, I went back 5 seconds. Like, I don't know. What do you mean? Did you mean stop that guy? Like, I know he killed like 15 kids, but like, it happened already. It's like things like that are like, it's going to happen. Like, no matter what. Like, as shitty as the Holocaust was, like having it probably prevented like a different type of one that probably was going to happen at some point or another.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Like, so here's another example. Like, somehow you stop like slave trade from Africa, but then it's like, okay, what happens that like is slavery still like a major thing? Because like the major players in the world didn't stop using it as soon, or like what what happens then?
Oh, does it stay in Europe and Africa rather than going?
Does it even if it ever comes to North America? Like North America is just the whitest fucking country on the planet. Like it's the Native Americans are just the oppressed people. Like there's no African Americans that were brought over. So like the three of us aren't having this conversation potentially. Is kind of
exactly.
It's like what do you like? What do you go back and change that like is effed up that happened? Yeah. Like it has to be things where the outcome of it like severely hindered the progress of the world. Like one of them would be, was it who figured out the Earth was round? Was it Galileo?
I think it might have been Galileo.
One of the philosophers, right? And he went to the church with this, and the church was like, dude, you're fucking this whole thing up. Like you're actually like you're running it down right now. Like I know we're wrong, but like chill out. So it's like, okay, if we somehow convince the Catholic Church at that time to say the Earth is round, like how much does that benefit us? You know what I mean? Or I think there was a person in the medical field in the 1900s that was like, germs? That's a fucking meme, dude. Those aren't real. Like,
yep,
so
there was.
So we get rid of that guy. But it's like, then what happens? So now we're so much more advanced in medicine. We're farther ahead, quote unquote. But it's like, what fucking disease comes? Because like right now, one of the like first world like problems is autoimmune diseases are running rampant.
Yes, they are.
We just pump people full of drugs. So we have these diseases that are like,
building their resistances heavily.
Amoxicillin? I'm gonna shit on that thing. So it's like it's so hard to be like, what do you change? Me, I'm petty as fuck. I'd go change some football games. I already know that. No hesitation from this guy right here. I know exactly what I would change. But so it's what major thing could you go back and change that doesn't just like you literally like pull
huge ass ripple.
You pull like a flashpoint. Like literally, I knew it was gonna get brought up, but it's like flashpoint. Oh my mom! Good lord, World War III just happened. I have to.
Yeah, no, that was actually pretty ridiculous.
Like, because of that, the freaking Dark Side or Dark World Apocalypse. Holy shit, hell of a movie, by the way.
Yeah, the whole series was amazing.
Then at the end, he goes, "I gotta go back because the world is literally dead. They cannot save it. The world is effed. Like they cannot save Earth."
Just imagine saving your mom and it ends up with Earth.
It ends up.
That's crazy, bro.
It ends up with him being the only one that can go backwards. He knows he's the only one that can go backwards. No one else can help him. He has to run back to save the world. Like the amount of weight on Barry's shoulders just from saving his mother. It's just like you can't. Like, is it ethical? Dude, it's neutral. Like shit's gonna happen. If somebody's gonna do it, somebody's gonna do it. Like we're gonna like humans are fucking dumb. Like we're talking about with the stove. Like okay,
I can't live on a
I can't even bring it up. I wanted to talk about the coronavirus, but probably no. But fucking
like you can't do it.
I know it's stupid. It's stupid. But like, let's just say virus X was made in a lab. Why was it made in a lab? Because humans experiment on shit. So then it accidentally gets released into the world, and we get fucked by it. If that did happen, we don't know anything. Blah, blah, you know what I mean? But it's like humans will F with shit. We'll experiment on stuff that we know we shouldn't be doing. Young Justice had like a perfect example of this, where they were like, "Huh, metahumans? Yeah, we're farming that shit." Like literally, the entire third
Yeah,
and
they
fourth
did,
season was them stealing kids, testing them for the metagene, and then turning them into superheroes that they could use for their own will. It's like
Yep.
humans will do that. They're gonna
I gotta
experiment.
rewatch it. Just
Dude, it's so good.
That
So
show was
good.
bomb. That
It's
show
so
was bomb.
good.
Yo,
So
If
good.
you haven't seen Flashpoint Paradox, the Justice League animated movie,
Watch that also.
watch
Yeah.
it.
Watch
Bro,
every
watch the
DC.
whole Dark
watch,
series.
watch
The whole
DC
Dark
animated
series.
movies. They're the best
They're
superhero.
god tier.
Dude, honestly, they're better than the Marvel shit, because the Marvel shit at the end kind of just became like, oh look, a superhero. Oh look, superhero. You know what I mean? Like, there's actual content in the DC stuff.
Oh, this
Oh.
fucked up.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, that's a hard question. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So you have to fix the timeline? Damn.
Now Loki is what the grandfather paradox, ain't it?
That's the Rick and Morty paradox with the Nazi
You're
snakes.
not the person who time travel.
Like,
So if someone went back and stopped Hitler, do you have to go back and make sure he's successful?
Like, you don't know the outcome of the like if he comes back and
shit
it's
is
fun.
crazy, bro.
It's like yes. It's literally like yes.
You
Like
gotta-
that.
You gotta be his best buddy, bro. That's crazy.
wild.
Think
Nah.
about that.
Because it's the ripple effects. Like once again, Flashpoint Paradox showed like the slightest change. All he did was just,
Mhm.
I don't want my mom to be murdered, and he ripped apart the timeline just by saving his mom.
Oh,
you
no,
don't-
he
But
wild
then
for
again,
this one.
you could also look at it this way: if someone say like you stopped Nazis, who was to say there wasn't some other world power that was on the rise that would have risen if they didn't, and
Exactly.
no one knew about?
I'm
Yeah.
not putting that one stuff on. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Because at that point, it's like you don't know theoretically what they might have somehow prevented from happening because they rose to power at the same time.
fucking stuff on, bro.
Oh, did you delete the comment? I didn't see what he said.
Nah, it's right. It's right there.
It's still there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Fuck
I'm
you,
trying to
dog.
watch anime, man.
Yo, listen, look. So, all right. So Kevin is neutral. Jared, what did you say it was for you?
I think technically time travel would be unethical.
Yeah.
Unethical. All right, Yachty, what you got?
Yeah, I was gonna say unethical because if you really think about it, it comes down to someone's personal selfish needs, because you wouldn't go back in time for something just for the I'm just gonna go back in time for because your heart is in it. You're gonna do something that's gonna benefit you. You're never gonna go back in time for something that is gonna help someone else or like be like the greater good or whatever. If you're gonna be personally connected to it or something like that. So it's never gonna be like you're gonna try to make it ethical, but it's not going to be, because at the end of the day, it's for your own selfish personal reason.
Okay.
You just don't know.
So I'm gonna go neutral because y'all out here talking about changing big parts of history and shit. Y'all wild for that. I'm using that machine
all right, we're
one
looking at that
time.
point. What is a little thing you would change that'd be fine then? If you're gonna go with
Oh,
that.
I got you.
Yeah, go
All
for
right,
it.
bet. What's Wednesday, right? Powerball, right? Powerball is Wednesday.
Right.
So I'm gonna wait till Thursday, find out what it was Wednesday,
This
time
nigga.
travel back, and then put my ticket in. All right, it affect nobody but me. I don't care what y'all guys
Okay,
say.
you
Oh,
better
what
I'm
if-
rich
you
now.
better change to unethical right now, or
Nah, bro. That's neutral. It's neutral because if nobody wins, I ain't sharing the money with people. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
You winning the lottery causes World War III, though.
I'm gonna be a
Or-
rich motherfucking World War III.
Or theoretically, Duncan,
but-
what if
but-
the money you win was
Uh,
supposed to go to the guy who was supposed to cure cancer in 30 years?
I'll give him the money myself. That's all.
But you wouldn't know. That's the thing, though. You wouldn't know
He
that.
wouldn't know either. He wouldn't know either.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it.
And on top of
That's
that,
how we do
how you gonna get the ticket? You gonna make sure you get there before the person do? Or you
No,
gonna wait till the person get it?
Because
You be like, yeah, run
you
that
just gotta
ticket.
fill in the numbers. You just gotta fill in the numbers. So on Wednesday, look, I'm gonna take a picture on my phone. Right, I'm gonna take a picture on my phone. Right,
You
right.
like-
Go back in time, put those numbers down, and put my ticket. And look,
But
right.
somebody else is gonna put the same ticket as you.
All right, so we both win. That's how it goes. So instead of 80 million, he get 40. And I'm straight with that. I'm straight with that. You know what? I'll even do him better, bro. I'll give him 36 of my 40, bro. And I'll just take the 4. I'll just take the 4. It's not affecting nobody. All right, that's all I'm saying. It's not. That's ethical. That's ethical. What if I decide to do it, right? And that motherfucker was going to spend all his money on, I don't know, what do people spend their shit on? Lamborghinis and shit, right? What if he did that? And I decided to spend my money donating to motherfucking schools and shit, right? Like, what if I did that?
But now, Duncan, you die in a boating accident in 2 years because you got a yacht.
I'm a rich motherfucker who died then. That's it is. That's how it is. My boat was nice. That's how
He
it
said he
goes.
died broke.
He said my book was nice.
That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? My tombstone ain't gonna be a tombstone. It's gonna be a tomb. It's gonna be a big ass tomb. Here lies Duncan Malone. This right here. No trespassing. And we good. That's it. That's it. So
shit.
fuck that. Unethical my ass. That shit is neutral. I'm gonna get that money. Oh my god.
Or the range would just be neutral to unethical depending on what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah, because the other thing, when you change world things, a lot of things poke fun at it. Flashpoint's definitely one of the biggest ones about it. Episode of Supernatural, dude went back and saved the Titanic. So all those people who weren't having kids and all that stuff, they were having kids. Those kids had kids. Those kids had kids. And it was like, well, technically it was an angel, but he's like, those people weren't supposed to exist, so I gotta take their kids. So the kids start dying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there is an effect to it. There was new structures. There were buildings that went out of business. Like, everything did change around them. But me winning the lottery don't change shit. But the jackpot. That's what I'm saying.
But you don't know that though. Like that's part of the problem with it. It's like you don't know
Okay,
what's
okay.
going to change. Dude,
If
Flash
it's
saved his
Duncan,
mom,
the
and Wonder Woman and
unknown.
Aquaman literally cheated on their significant others, and then caused World War III. Like you winning the lottery, dude. Fucking the next whoever just spawned because of that.
Right.
It-
Exactly.
you're
So
right.
then imagine if you go back and pop Hitler. Just imagine.
That's a big one. That's a big one. I ain't doing that right now. I'm
So you're telling me there's nobody in this world that's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna take a time machine, I'm gonna pop that nigga.
Oh,
That's what you're telling me?
There are, but the
Oh,
problem
100%. Yeah, that's no question.
So
That's no
like
question. But then somebody else is gonna go back and go, damn, I gotta let Hitler live.
Okay, so then here's another problem. Here's another problem.
Paradox.
What happens when you just disagree like politically?
Mhm.
Like I guarantee there's some people that are like Obama, fuck no. Like, you know what I mean? Trump, hell no, can't have him as president. You know what I mean? And so the people will go back and be like, I can't believe we let this fucking happen. They do the deed, then you don't have those political people in power.
Yeah.
So it's like
I get you.
then you're changing the world to morph it to you, what you want, which may not even be right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
but you don't know yet because none of the things
You
that
have no idea.
Yeah,
But
right.
you're like, we're living in this world today, and you're just like, yo, Joe Biden ain't it. Yeah, like
Listen. Joe Biden can't be it. Obama can't be it. Trump can't be it. I'm still getting my money. You know what I'm saying? This is how it goes. But but the theory about time travel, regardless of all the paradoxes and everything, is actually just pretty amazing when you look at the concept of if time travel ever were to happen in any type of human history, it already exists right now.
Right.
It already exists because the time travel in the future is traveling back in time right now. So it already exists now, right?
Yeah.
So that means things are already changing. The worst part about it though is things could be changing and we wouldn't know because we would have all new memories and shit. Maybe that's deja vu. Maybe the deja vu is a motherfucker going back in time, changing some shit. Now we gotta see shit all over again because I don't know. His mom told him to go back and fucking fix that shit again. Maybe we don't know that. You know? We don't know that.
all right, I got class starting in 2 minutes.
Go for it.
It
brother.
was
Go
fun.
for
An hour 18. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing
Hey.
good.
it. Facts. That was
Have
nice.
fun,
That
guys.
was nice.
Enjoy the rest of the conversation.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
Sir.
I got only one more for y'all.
All right, go
more
for it. Go
y'all.
for it.
One more. So,
We must.
I'm trying to make sure it's a good one, though. I'm trying to make sure. Okay. Maybe. All right. You know, we'll just end on a fun one. Are hot dogs tacos?
Are hot dogs tacos?
All right. Well, let me Google the definition of a taco first of all.
And then on top of that is a hot dog a sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Mm-hmm. If it's not a
Damn.
taco, is it a sandwich?
Nope, it is not a taco. It does not fit the definition of a taco.
What's a taco?
A Mexican dish consisting of a fried tortilla, typically folded, filled with various
Yeah,
foods
I was
such
about
as
to-
seasoned
Typically,
meat, beans,
typically,
lettuce,
I try it.
I would say
So if
I
I
would
put my
call
hot
it a
dog in
sandwich,
a
I'm not gonna
taco,
lie
is
to
that
you.
taco?
Yeah. One of the
Okay.
base requirements is it has to be in a fried tortilla, soft or hard. The
Okay,
fried
okay,
tortilla is a
okay.
requirement for a taco.
yeah, it
Oh,
would
what
be a
about the
hot
sandwich?
dog
in it
taco.
and be like, it's a
What
hot
about
dog
the
taco.
sandwich part? What about the sandwich? Is it a
A
sandwich?
sandwich just needs 2 slices of bread, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yeah,
Then yeah.
it would be. I would consider it a sandwich.
So a hot dog's a sandwich?
Wait. No, now I gotta Google sandwich. wait.
If we're gonna choose one or the other, I'm definitely not calling it a taco.
All right.
Like,
right, so-
what? I would rather call it a sandwich than a taco.
A
That's
sandwich
just me.
is an item of food consisting of
Mhm.
2 pieces of bread with
Mhm.
meat, cheese, or other fillings. So technically speaking, a hot dog is not in between 2 pieces of bread. It's just
No,
one
no,
piece of bread.
cap. No, cap.
Cap? You think so?
Cap. The only difference is they just didn't cut the bread completely. That's all it is. 'Cause when I eat a sub is a sandwich. They call it a sub sandwich.
Exactly.
True.
So, so a sub is, by definition, one piece of bread, right? So it's not a sandwich. Is that what we're doing now?
Stop saying we. I don't say we, nigga.
Not a sandwich? He said it's Real Marty said it's not a sandwich.
Marty Ma said it's not a sandwich.
No.
Marty Ma, I'm sorry, it's a sandwich, bro.
It's a sandwich, bro.
Nah, but the
Okay,
number two is very
Okay,
distinct
look,
though. One,
Look,
two though.
a hamburger is a sandwich, right?
It's literally the.
Okay, no. A hamburger is a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
All right, so when I take the bread out the bag, and you know how they connect the 2 breads, right?
Right.
What if I don't disconnect it all the way and I put the burger in?
Then it's not
Is
a
it no
sandwich.
longer a sandwich?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's not because it's distinct. 2 slices of bread, not almost split together. 2 slices of bread with filling in between. You need the 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You need the 1, 2. If there's no 1, 2, there ain't no sandwich.
So when you do when you do a cookout, right, and you get the hamburger buns, do they come together or separate?
Separate.
You sure?
You
For the most
sure?
part, unless they have
You
the like,
sure?
little connected part.
They,
They split them.
nah, they come together, bro.
Say that again. Say that again.
They come connected, right? No. They come
Yeah.
connected. And what do you
And
do?
then-
What do you do?
What?
And you make a sandwich. Burger in the middle with
Oh
lettuce,
my
tomatoes,
God.
onions. and
So
whatever else.
hold on. So
Okay.
wait.
So let's put
No,
it like this.
ain't no okay. Nah, bro.
If
bro.
I-
Ain't no okay.
Going on his logic, if you leave it together, right,
Yeah.
Mm.
and I flip it to the side, does
Right.
that now make it a hot dog?
Because a hot dog and a hamburger are 2 different things.
Nah, that shit a taco. No,
I
nah,
leave it
look,
connected and I flip it to the side, like, yep, hamburger, hot dog.
bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Hamburger,
A hot dog is a sandwich, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's the same as freaking what was that shit called? Peppers. Peppers are fruit.
So it's tomato.
Exactly.
Oh, that-
Yeah, peppers are fruit. They
That's
seeds
bad
grow on
fruit.
the inside. So hot dogs are sandwiches. That's all I'm saying. Hot dogs are sandwich. It's not a complete sandwich. Maybe it's a disconnected sandwich or some shit, but it's a sandwich. All right.
Yeah,
when that shit said,
calling sandwich. I'm not gonna lie.
you know,
Team
so
sandwich.
Marty Ma, I got a
Definitely not
question
team
for you.
taco. Fuck
I
that.
got a question for you, Marty Ma. What's a roll then? What's a roll?
Should I look at the definition of roll?
Yeah, look up the definition
All
of
right,
roll.
all right.
No, be precise because you're going on Google and there's some fucking rolls you don't want to see, bro.
You're terrible. You're fucking terrible.
Let me see. Let me definition.
Okay, here we go.
All right, what's the definition of a roll? Gary?
A roll is a small, usually round or oblong individual loaf of bread served as a meal accompaniment. Rolls can be served and eaten whole or also as commonly cut and filled.
It's a fucking sandwich, bro.
I am not gonna lie to you. I had to look up what the fuck oblong was because I only heard that word once, and it was an Adult Swim with that show, The Oblong.
Like
That's the only time.
this shit. The only difference is one is horizontal, one is fucking vertical.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah. No, but the funny part about this, there were some nerds in a room arguing about this to put this in the dictionary. That's the best part about it.
No cap. No cap. Nah, no cap. That shit was it. So all right. The last one is cereal soup.
No.
What's the definition?
Look up the definition of soup now.
Now you got me fucked up. Hell
Definition food.
no. I'll be damned. You gonna have Campbell Frosted Flake soup, nigga?
Oh, God. No.
Yeah.
Soup is primarily liquid food, generally served warm or hot, but may be cool or cold. That is made by combining ingredients of meat or vegetables with stock. Oh shit, milk or water.
Yes, there we go. There we go. Right there. It's right there. It's right there.
No.
You eating cereal for breakfast. That's what I'm saying. Especially when you eat whole wheat. That's bread.
But it says combining ingredients of meat or vegetables with stock.
So Fruit Loops
With
is
stock,
a vegetable?
But it's like, no, but Fruit Loops. So
It got
no,
the ingredients
but I
of
think
one, you know what I'm saying? That's how it go. It got the vitamin C, D, E, and F. That's what I'm saying.
Yo,
It got the whole alphabetical order of vitamins.
So what I want you to do is, right, heat that milk up, right, and take some Fruity Pebbles and pour it in there. And you tell me how that tastes, and let it sit there.
I'll do that. I'll do that with Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes with warm milk is pretty good.
Let it sit there and let it cool off. No, let it sit there. Let it cool off. Let it get
I
all
don't have
soggy.
no,
Let it get
hell
soggy, and then you tell me
No,
if that's super nice.
No, hold on, bro. Frosted Flakes is one thing, but hell no, not no Fruity Pebbles. Kellogg's Frosted
amazing.
Soup. That kind of does. I ain't gonna lie. That kind of does. I bet you it's nasty, though.
That's nasty as hell.
Shit. But that's it, y'all. We appreciate you for tuning in.
Talk about some damn soup.
I want to do something that we kind of did in my anime podcast as well. But I want to do a draft. So it'll be five anime shows. Your top five, whatever. You can be your top five, whatever. We'll go in order. It'll be a draft, right? And basically, people will see and basically vote who had the better lineup of shows that they would watch. This will also expose people to other shows that they may not be watching. So,
Oh, I'm a
It'll be pretty
casual,
good.
so
so you're gonna learn a lot.
they're gonna roast me.
But you could do your Dragon Ball Z's, your One Pieces, your Pokemons, Yu-Gi-Ohs. You could do all that.
Oh no, see now you're going too far. I ain't doing no Pokemon.
I don't know, Pokemon. You know, the earlier season hit different.
I don't
One
know,
through
man.
all the way to Ruby and Sapphire, Pokemon was decent.
No, just
After
like
that,
in
I
the,
lost
I can't see it. I don't know, maybe because childhood.
Yeah, we
nostalgia.
viewed it as a
can't see
cartoon,
it
bro.
I can't see it as an anime. I just
But it was
even
one of
though
the first,
it-
and it's the biggest.
yeah.
Besides
that shit was
DBZ,
just
it's
like
the biggest anime.
crazy. Shit is
So, yeah.
nuts.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We are about to be out. Tune in next Sunday. After that, I believe the baby should be coming the Sunday after or so. So I'll let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? So I can help you guys out with consistency. And as always, you know, if you guys want your own shows or anything, you want to get started on podcasting and don't know how to start anything, just let me know. I'll basically just let you use my platform for the podcast, let you grow yourself, and then you can, of course, go off on your own eventually. So, yeah.
We need that 10% though.
Oh, yeah, give me that 10%. 10%. No, but all right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.